Welcome to On the Other Hand. A special welcome to Wilver as the newest subscriber, as well as the other two subscribers I haven't yet mentioned. YouTube won't tell me your names, so sorry I can't be as personal. If anyone has noticed, this video marks this channel moving from a regular channel to a great one.
Yeah? What's the difference? Presentation!
But really, my brother gave me some basic sound equipment, which gives me much better quality than my laptop mic. And my sister did some quick sketches so I could replace the more generic graphic. That, and I've learned a trick or two in the editing process. If anyone doesn't like a change, drop a comment. I'd love the feedback and to keep improving. Anyway, in this video, a woman named Chelsea Shields gives a TED Talk about gender equality in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. As with all response videos, it is encouraged to go watch the reference video so you can see the full context for yourselves. The link is in the description below. Chelsea concludes her talk, talking about a protest she participated in while trying to enter a meeting for male members of the church who have the priesthood.
It wasn't easy standing in those lines, trying to get into those male meetings. There were hundreds of us. And one by one, when we got to the door, we were told, "I'm sorry, this meeting is just for men." And we had to step back and watch men get into the meeting as young as 12 years old, escorted and walked past us as we all stood in line. But not one woman in that line will forget that day, and not one little boy that walked past us will forget that day. If we were a multinational corporation or a government and that had happened, there would be outrage. But we're just a religion. We're all just part of religions. We can't keep looking at religion that way, because it doesn't only affect me, it affects my daughter and all of your daughters, and what opportunities they have, what they can wear, who they can love and marry, if they have access to reproductive health care. We need to reclaim morality in a secular context that creates ethical scrutiny and accountability for religions all around the world. But we need to do it in a respectful way that breeds cooperation and not extremism.
Chelsea makes a good point about being respectful when trying to make changes to things like religion. I agree with that part of what she says, but I'd like to push back on the idea that we should treat churches like businesses or governments. First, here's my bias. I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and as an active member, I support the doctrine and policies of the church. Also, as a disclaimer, I am not an official representative of the church, and I'm only speaking my personal thoughts. Back to the pushback, I would like to point out that there are female-only conferences and meetings held by businesses to encourage empowerment and excellence, and these are generally seen as positive. This to me shows that Chelsea might hold a double standard. But secondly, and more importantly, churches are inherently different from businesses and governments. On the one hand, I agree that religions do highly influence culture and people, even if they are not part of the religion. On the other hand, trying to change religion using activism to conform churches to secular ideas doesn't always make sense. In this case of the church, some things are considered doctrinal and are given from God, and other things are procedural and are put in place by people in order to clarify policies and applications based on doctrine. I can understand wanting to change applications and procedures of a church, but those procedures are usually made by ranking members of the church who have claim to some amount of divine authority. The problem is that if protesting an aspect of procedure goes far enough, it can start to look like an attempt to alter doctrine as well as the procedure. Specifically for the church, I believe that prophets and apostles are called and directed by God in both doctrinal and procedural aspects of leading the church. And any and all imperfections in the church will be corrected in the Lord's time and in the Lord's way. So in this specific issue Chelsea is discussing, it can easily seem like secular ideas are trying to override what is believed to be the Lord's will and timing. I would dare say that people with views like Chelsea's see themselves as advancing needed corrections. But for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we believe needed corrections will come from God through the leaders He calls. As always, thanks. Hope you enjoyed.